the road to recovery, post the fact, like Kingdom Hearts did, where oh look, we already gave you the shit, is to give some of the players the option to go back through the story, um, or if you start the game over or something like that, you could start it over on like a,
New
you
Game
know,
Plus.
yeah, like a new game plus type thing. Of course, you're not gonna keep your, you know, roster, but you can have them on the side. You can't use the Pokemon till, you know, or something like that. I don't know, like a new game plus that fixes the story a little bit. You know what I mean?
No, but
Or play from Leon's end. You get if the story is your deal, you get the option to play as Leon. You only have his team. You can only go through it with his team. Yada yada yada. Beat the game in a new aspect.
that
And
would
then
be like an add-on DLC.
I think so. That would, well, I mean, hey, shit. This is the road to recovery. Balance the Dynamax thing. Balance the Dynamax thing. However they, you know what I mean, play around with it, see what works, see what doesn't. And that just kind of begs the question of, like, you know what I mean, like, do they play their games?
No, they don't.
Do they play their games, bro? That's like such
You
a
know what would have been interesting? Like, you start the game off with only one starter, a normal type.
that turns into specific types.
It branches out into four different ones: fire, water, electric, or whatever three other elements you want. Or you can keep him as in a normal and then get to his final form. Something to change it up besides
That would have
Inteleon.
been that would have been amazing. Like how
Kind of like an Eevee effect.
yeah, like somewhere along the lines that there you go. I caught you now, bro. I caught you now. So, you start off with a normal type. You have access to the entire wild area, etc. But based on the first gym you go to,
Ah,
right, is the direction the your starter is gonna lean towards before it evolves.
so you fight the Steel type gym first.
It becomes a steel type. It's gonna learn steel type moves, and then the next gym, it'll, like, once it reaches its final evolution, it turns into a steel type. I think that's legit. Pay us for this. Pay us for this, dog. Just like how they have that weird fighting type Pokemon that they're gonna introduce into in
Yeah.
the expansion, where if you go
Depending on which tower you go to, it
depending on
does.
which tower you go to first, it'll turn into this or turn into that. That he should have been the starter, like, off rip, instead of being like a fighting type, be a normal type, and then you have, like, what is it, 18, 16, 16 different typings to choose from.
17.
Let's say 18 to be safe. Like, you have 18 different typings to choose from, and based on whatever gym you go to first, your starter will, like, either, I think first it'll learn a move based on the gym you defeat first, because the gym person will, hey, great job winning. I'm gonna teach your Pokemon how to do this, and then it learns like, let's say it was the bug gym, you learn a bug move. Hey, if you continue, and then they'll tell you, if you continue in this direction, your starter will have XYZ stats and will be a XYZ type. Do you want to continue? You say yes. Boom. Or exact. There you go. Pay us. Freaking a. That would have been legit. And then you can also go to gyms which will enhance certain aspects of your Pokemon. Like, if you go to one gym, hey, I'll give your Pokemon this item, and as you
Oh,
progress,
wait a minute.
you'll earn speed stats faster. You'll learn attack stats faster. You'll learn defensive stats faster. Do you want to continue?
Like what you said earlier, you can pick any Pokemon and just make them stronger.
Yeah.
Let's say the first go around of each and every single gym is just to evolve your Pokemon,
Yeah.
and then there's like different tiers for each one, so you can use whatever Pokemon you want to raise base stats, I guess.
Mm-hmm. That would just be a fun way to play with the story, though. On the competitive end, this is completely.
That could be us.
That's the wild area. That's the camp thing where you
I've
give them
always
the modest berry or whatever it is, and they turn into a modest type, and they, you know what I mean, for your full team.
I've always wanted the starter you pick to have some part in the story. Since like
Yeah, I've always wondered that why not make the starter more important. In
is the one you grow most attached to.
in Sun and Moon, it was kind of like, hey, this Pokemon has to choose you, which was funny, which was fun, right? It was fun, and I'm about to restart Sun and Moon again.
Why?
I don't.
Don't do it.
Something about finishing the game with a fully evolved Pokemon just doesn't feel right. So I'm gonna go back. So I want to just do it again with the base starter, and never evolve it. Cause Rowlet, yeah, you just give it the Everstone and just go through the whole game.
I think I did that on some Pokemon game.
I did that with my Fire Red. I never after my Bulbasaur turned into a no after my Squirtle turned into a Wartortle, I never evolved it.
I didn't like Wartortle.
I love Wartortle. I don't like Blastoise.
I think what was it that didn't like Wartortle?
Wartortle's my dude. Him, Ivysaur, and I respect Charizard. But he's not a dragon.
I never really liked Charizard. Even as a kid. I like Charmander. I like Charmeleon because I think that was a...
He was pretty well. I only like Charmander, Charmeleon for that episode that they were in.
I liked Wartortle because of the ears and the tail.
Yep.
I like Bulbasaur because I think that was the first Pokemon that I saw. Just randomly flip over to the channels, see cartoon. What's this? See Bulbasaur doing run whip. What is this? And Pokemon started.
That's a good question. How were you introduced to Pokemon?
Did you not just pay attention to the last couple things
I bitch. No, I mean like the video games and.
Oh. I didn't even know there was a video game until I went to the 7-Eleven behind my grandma's house one day.
7-Eleven.
And I see my
The
friend.
7-Eleven behind your grandma's house. Everybody gets raped there, like. But you just have to stumble
I
upon
had
them.
$8 to buy a Slurpee. It was gonna be the first thing I bought by myself. And I see my friend from class there, and I see him playing the Game Boy, and I never saw a Game Boy before that. I'm like, what is that? He's like, oh, I'm playing Pokemon. I'm like, you're playing Pokemon? What? And he shows me the game, and he's like, yeah, I'm using my Charmeleon.
Mate?
That thing in there looked nothing like a Charmeleon.
I mean, granted, technology back then.
Yeah, but I'm like, that looks like it has a horn, like, taped to a circle. I couldn't figure it out. It was really if you didn't tell me. But then I tell him about it the next day, and he tells me there's a game, Red and Blue. I'm like, oh, okay, but I never had a Game Boy up until Gold and Silver came out. Then I started playing it. At 7-Eleven.
At 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
That's where we caught on to Pokemon. The 7-Eleven behind my grandma's house.
Yeah. They closed it down, turned into a Quickie Stop. They stopped selling Slurpees. I'm sad.
Slurpees though, bro. Slurpees though.
I'll get one after this.
Oh my god. I don't remember how I got introduced to it. I just remember that my first game was Fire Red.
I let you borrow my Silver back in 8th grade.
You did?
Well, you called me at like 7:30 in the morning. How do you catch a Pokemon?
Because I had Fire Red.
No, I let you borrow my Silver.
No, bro, I never did that. I asked if I could borrow your, the one with Suicune on it.
I never had Crystal. Actually, no, I did have Crystal.
Yeah, I asked if I could borrow it, and you said
I got rid
no.
of that before I even met you. No, I let you borrow my Crystal guidebook. And you bought it off me for $5.
Yep, I remember that. Because at the end of the day, I remember two things. That I had a Pokemon sticker book way back in the day that I would put them on regular paper, and then I would cut out the outline of the Pokemon, and then I would use them as props.
It's very artistic.
Huh.
I just traced my Pokemon. I couldn't draw.
I couldn't draw either. But it was fun. And then those little like power balls that you got with like the Pokemon on the inside, and then it was like I don't know what kind of, like, maybe like a resin or something, and you could throw the ball and it bounce really hard. I always cut those open. And my mom was cheesed off at me for doing so because they were like $5 everywhere.
I had a Pokeball flashlight that I was convinced a Pokemon was in there. So I tried to open it, but mom was like, "There's nothing in there, just a battery." And when I actually did open it, it was just a battery. I broke it.
I broke it. I can told you. Smacks you right upside the head because I told you this.
Then my grandma bought me another one because she felt bad for me.
I remember I had Pikachu, Vaporeon. Oh, I can't remember. There was one more of the Powerball Pokemon. It was and Mew. Yeah, but when I took it out the ball, its tail got like discombobulated and fell off. I had to super glue it back. But what would you do as Game Freak? We've already given you the sugar, the salt, sorry, and you've taken this L on this game. How do we regain your trust and confidence in the in the Pokemon and Game Freak franchise? Uh-oh, he took a deep breath.
I bought the game, disappointed in my $60 investment.
And now me
DLC.
as Game Freak, I'm asking you, what can I do to rectify the decision as well as regain your confidence back in our franchise?
Bring back all the Pokemon, first and foremost.
All right, I'll take a note of that. But we are in the process of doing so. So
make that $30 DLC free, because that should have been included from the get-go. Or at the very least, $10. I shouldn't have to pay for it. I should not have to pay for it, but if I have to, $10.
Okay. I see your $10. However, I think what we're going to bring to the table in terms of this DLC will be worth $30.
I don't agree with that.
But you don't even know what we're bringing.
They announced everything in the...
Again.
They're bringing a Slowpoke evolution. Roadrunner Zapdos.
Roadrunner Zapdos is going to be my... What? Roadrunner Zapdos is going to be my stuff, man.
They're bringing back, was it 200 Pokemon, I think? Even if they're bringing back 200, you might as well just bring back all of them at once.
We're working on it, but
there's no working on it. They have the assets.
We do have the assets. However, we want to also be mindful of the fact that we have a Dynamax and a Gigantamax feature that we also need to make sure will work properly and be, a good. As these Pokemon come in, they'll still be good additions at helping us to try to keep the format balanced as much as possible. So we will slowly again trickle in and bleed in these Pokemon. So your national dex is coming. It will be here. We will eventually catch up to the demand of the national dex. What we're asking is if what we're saying is right now we feel as though what we're bringing to the table in terms of this DLC, it will be worth the $30.
But you also felt you sold us a complete game.
Ooh.
So
gotta spot the balls there.
So Game Freak's opinion and what they think they should do for it does not matter. At this point, it's what the fans want.
At the same time, the fans are both defending us and crucifying
us. The same people that were completely for the national cut are now supporting the fact that they're bringing back 200. So those people don't even know what they want.
Okay, well, y'all need to get your stuff together, fan base. Fan base-wise, y'all need to get your stuff together. Like, be on one page.
They're like, oh, what a great idea. Now we can have more balance. You could have had balance right from the get-go by having every single Pokemon.
At the same time.
Copy and paste from 3D, because that's what they did. But moving past that. Make the battle tower better. Don't make it so easy.
There's no battle
But
tower in Sword and Shield.
the kind of is, yeah. It's brain dead easy. You can
There's a
get through the
battle.
entire thing with Zame slash whatever, just Z sorting every single Pokemon that comes out.
That seems balanced.
Just sweep your way through. Even with back in X and Y, I had trouble with the double battle team that I had, the Politoed Toxicroak.
Mm-hmm.
It worked for the first was it 25 battles, 50 battles for regular. Oh, they don't have a super multi or super singles. They have regular single and regular double, I think.
So you want
They're
us to
all
bring
great.
back some of the niche things that we took out of the game, like the battle tower, etc.
Yeah, bring some kind of difficulty. Either a hard mode, uh, fix some of the water area so the weather isn't changing every 2 seconds.
We'll definitely work on the wild area.
There,
I
you know
do.
they're not.
We well,
The
we're
game's
at
the game's been out.
we're expanding the wild area first, you know, to incorporate this new portion of the region. I think the expanse in itself will correct a lot of those issues.
Actually, instead of fixing Sword and Shield, just make a brand new game. It's over and done with.
I believe that if we create a brand new game, we're still gonna get the same amount of backlash, and
That's
I don't
why.
and I don't think at this time introducing a new game after we have rubbed all of this salt in your wounds is the best thing to do because there's a lot of Sword and Shield backlash. I don't think introducing a new game. I think what
See, for
we're
me, it would be okay because I didn't drop $60 on the game.
yeah.
So, and for all those people that love Pokemon and are die-hard fans and will buy a Pokemon game regardless, they're gonna buy the next game anyways. So really, Game Freak isn't really losing out on anything.
However, I feel like this was the direction we were going in to begin with, to create one big, expansive game that'll last our fan base as well as everyone else a lot longer of a time, which would give us as developers and programmers and etc. as a team more of an opportunity to create a new game that resolves all of the issues in Sword and Shield. So if we expand on this enough, again, it would be part of it, a small, uh, a good portion of it would be to, again, buy us that time. Because Sun 2, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon came out when?
Let's see, 2007,
Teen,
2017, yeah.
2017.
Yeah.
And we dropped Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon in 2019. But we created,
No, no.
yeah,
Sun and Moon 2016.
Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon
2017.
2017. And then
Let's Go Pikachu.
Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee in 2018.
They're giving themselves 1 year cycles just to
Yeah,
put out a game.
but as we know, a good game does not take it. Final Fantasy VII did not take a year.
They did. I don't know.
The remake did not take a year.
You know, Animal Crossing pushed back their release date by almost an entire year so they could polish the game right.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is,
I don't see why Game Freak could have just given themselves a few extra months.
because again,
Metroid Prime 4
we
scrapped the entire game and they started over from scratch.
I completely agree with you that as Game Freak, quote unquote, we should have, taken that time to, maybe push back the date, etc. However, we are Game Freak. We are on a deadline. We crunch numbers, and if we're not meeting demand,
I don't know if it's demands or deadlines they set for their own selves, or if
I
Nintendo pushed it on them.
I believe a part of that was because again
They just
what else was coming out during the time that Sword and Shield came out that on the Switch that would have been able to meet the market during those times.
Let's see.
It was during the holidays, right?
Came out in October.
Yeah, for but it would have been ready, up, and available for the holidays.
I don't think anything else.
Exactly. So again, maybe it was Nintendo, maybe it was us, but meeting that deadline, that threshold, is what brought the Switch a lot of profit, or Nintendo in itself a lot of profit during that time. So we were on a time crunch, And now that we're giving you this expansion, we're also giving ourselves a lot more time and leeway to create a better game, to, to do right by our fans. Because even if this expansion only gives you a good solid 5 to 6 hours of playtime, the expansion in itself and the introduction of these new Pokemon will again keep you invested in.
Old Pokemon. They're selling us old Pokemon.
New Pokemon to the gaming system, to the game. They're new to the game. Not the franchise, to the game. I think making the move to do so is again a way to give us a little bit more time, because you'll have the Crown Tundra and the other
Isle of Armor.
and the Isle of Armor for a while, which again it'll take a lot of pressure off our backs to come out with content by December, because you already have content that you can invest in.
I honestly think it's going to be like a really lackluster entire area.
It may
You'll probably
be.
get finished with it in like 2 hours.
It may be. It could. It may be.
The only selling point of that whole thing for me is them bringing back old Pokemon.
Not even the little dudes.
The guy's name is Mustard.
Not Mustard. The Pokemon he's like running with or something. I can't remember his name.
They could have just released that into the game.
Yeah, I know, but that's your mythical. That's your Zeraora. That's your Celebi?
There's no Celebi in this game just yet.
Yeah, I know, but like it's your shaman basically. Your Celebi is your shamans.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's mythical.
But it's not the Mew status. Mew, Celebi, Jirachi, Manaphy, Victini, little tiny.
Oh, Manaphy was trash, dog. I mean, I never cared about a child named Manaphy at all whatsoever.
See, if they were smart, well, how I would do it if I was Game Freak, just release those Pokemon out there, because they obviously don't care about how they get released unless they make money. And instead of focusing on making this Crown Tundra, which looks trash by the way, just focus on the next Pokemon game.
So scrap the DLC altogether.
Pretty much. I mean, they already got their $16 million worth of units sold from the game. They can take a break for a year and a half, 2 years. Work on a Diamond and Pearl remake like everyone thinks they're going to do.
If we do release the Diamond and Pearl remake,
I want full-fledged remake. Like, put effort into everything. Make the towns so you can actually explore the towns. Make the wild area routes. Have there be more stuff to do, more areas to explore.
Mm-hmm.
Stop making such linear paths. Stop hand-holding.
I mean, we can't not handhold.
Yes, you can.
No, we can't not handhold.
No, you think you can't handhold.
I don't think it's a good idea, again, because you've got like this enormous amounts of people who are just...
People aren't stupid. They can figure out how to...
Of course, but again, remember, this game was initially intended for kids.
So was Red and Blue, and we managed to beat that, and we were 8, 7, 9 years old.
Yeah, so with a little bit of hand-holding.
There was no hand-holding in
This
Red and Blue.
there was. You had to go get your boots, dog.
No.
You had to go get your running boots.
That has nothing to do with hand-holding.
That has near everything to do with hand-holding.
That's an item they use to run faster. It's not an item that's going to make your Pokemon level up all at the same time.
They had to teach you how to catch, bro. There's a new generation of like players out there and everything that they have to learn how to catch.
That's a mechanic to teach you how to play the game, but I mean hand-holding as in experience share. Healing you every couple minutes. Them telling you what move is going to be super effective against the Pokemon you're fighting.
They can still do what they did and give you the option to be able to learn that. You get what I mean? They can still do that and get away with
option,
it.
but they don't give you the option. They force you to do that. It's
No, in Sword and Shield you can skip the tutorials, bro.
You can skip some.
You can skip some tutorials, but I mean, again, you still have that option. Maybe, okay, what you're saying is expand on the fact that you can skip certain things if you're already a seasoned player.
Just don't make it easy. That's all I'm asking.
It can't not be easy.
Yes,
it can't not be easy. And again, like a lot of those features that make it easy, what you're saying is give us the option to turn those things off. And I think that's fair.
Don't make such brain dead AI.
No. Let me tell you something. Brain dead AI is brain dead AI. There's nothing we can do about that. Because I don't think there's a way to teach like AI how to battle competitively. Because remember, what was it? I can't remember, but it was like the Snatch Absol in
Sapphire.
In Sapphire.
The first thing he did was always snatch.
First thing he did was always snatch, like it was like because hey, you probably have like feather dance or swords dance or something like that prepared. It's not wrong to do that. I don't think that's wrong. Where they should have made the AI better is to constantly let them attack during these max raid battles. Like, don't defend yourself, attack. What's the purpose of using cosmic power 4, 5, 6 times to be able to survive a hit just to get one shot in? You're not passing those stats on. You're not baton passing out or anything.
Brain dead AI, as in, give the Pokemon that the trainers you face, have them actually have some good moves, or have them try to make out some kind of strategy. When Greg played that fighting gym leader in X and Y, he walked in there with a Drifloon, and every single Pokemon in there only had fighting type moves. So he was untouched the entire match, the entire gym.
That's different. That's a little different again.
All their moves were fighting types. You can't touch a ghost type with a fighting type. So Gust, super effective. Next, Gust. 4 minutes later, finish the entire gym.
Or again, hey, maybe there's a better way to go about it in terms of that, like the AI in gyms. Give them a bigger move pool. We'll do that.
Bigger or better move pool?
A bigger move pool, so that because because they
have them hold items.
Wait, what was that? It was like a gym leader, and all they had were they were supposed to have were steel types. You went to the steel gym, and the first thing that the person threw out was an Onyx. I don't remember where that's from, but it was like, it's the steel gym, and the first thing they throw out is an Onyx, because they know you're coming in with fire types. That was a power play. That was a power play. It's like, oh, we know you're prepared for us.
You can have some of the trainers hold items. Like you're facing a gym leader with a sweeper. They can one-shot one move. Have them hold a focus sash.
No.
Hear me out. For the new players that you're trying to defend Game Freak for, they walk in there. They don't know what they're doing. They're facing a Pokemon. They do flamethrower on Ice type, and they see that it almost dies, and then they see Focus Sash goes off. They're gonna ask, "What the hell is Focus Sash?" So they're gonna want to look into it and then learn for themselves what the item does. That way they're learning, and they just learn a hard lesson too. Watch out for Focus Sash.
But I feel as though, quote unquote, as Game Freak.
That's just an example.
As a good example. However, if we go down that aspect of using certain competitive items, what is stopping me from putting a choice scarf or a choice band or a choice specs on my Pokemon and just boom, just messing your face up, and you're a little Timmy jumping into this gym. Hello, welcome to Get Swept.
Get Swept 101.
Get swept 101.
It doesn't necessarily have to be those items, but something that'll let them know it's more than Pokemon than just straight up attacking. You gotta have them hold items. I don't think I saw any trainers in Sun and Moon or even Sword and Shield even heal their Pokemon like they did in
That I didn't like. That I didn't like. I don't know if they still give him the hyper potion or the mega potion.
Don't, because it would be too hard.
No, that was fun. That was. So then, what you got to do? Because I like that aspect because it forced me to kind of play around that. Like when homegirl was using rollout with her Miltank, and then I was like, forget this, close combat. She said, I'ma live this, I'ma heal up, and I'ma roll out till you die. I was like, what?
See, I would learn that they would use the Hyper Potion or Forward Store. No, they switch Forward Store for Hyper Potion. So if you paralyze them, and they get down to that point where they got healed, they'll recover all their HP, but they'll still recover. They still have the status effects. That's how it started slowly and then went to just not healing at all. But I learned once they get to a certain amount of HP, that's when they heal. So I would damage until I'll use my strongest move until just before they heal. Use a weak attack, so it's just above the threshold, and then finish them off with the.
So basically, you would break the focus sash.
I would break them or prevent them from using their potions.
Basically the same thing.
Sort of, yeah.
So
it's something dumb, but it's gives you a strategy. Like, okay, I know when to use this, so I don't feel like fighting that entire thing at full HP again.
Fair, but at the same time, hey, look, we put in the hyper potion. This hyper potion is all you're gonna get in terms of that. Battle mechanic is not gonna change. We're gonna leave the hyper potion. You either one shot or get hyper potion.
Hyper beam.
Who used that, dog?
All of Lance's dragons.
And that's why I was so glad.
See? Another small strategy thing. I would throw out a weak Pokemon when I knew he was about to Hyper Beam. Have that Pokemon take the hit while I revive one of my old Pokemon.
Like, you almost... You may die.
But that is a risk I'm willing to
sacrifice I'm willing to make.
I throw a little Pidgey level 7.
Everybody brought a level 7 Pidgey into the Elite Four because of that. It's not gonna make it.
You can take this. I just gotta revive my Feraligatr. Takes a hit, a revive Feraligatr, comes back out, waterfall. Didn't do much damage, but on that second turn where he's about to Hyper Beam again, I got a chance to full restore my Feraligatr.
Oh no! I'd use the recharge time to revive 2 Pokemon. That level 7 Pidgey was.
But you can't even do that in this game because you just one-shot everything because it's so easy. They don't use strong attacks. They don't recover their Pokemon.
But the battling in itself is more fun. Because the gym leaders interact with you in a way.
That part of the animation part, yeah. Like the one guy that takes a selfie before he Dynamaxes.
Mm-hmm.
That part's cool. But the actual battling.
All of them do something before they Dynamax. If you give them the opportunity to. It says a lot about you, not them.
I've seen somebody knock out a full Dynamax Pokemon in one hit. I'm like, well, there was no point to that. I think that about wraps it up for the rants.
Cool. I hope you got I hope you feel like you got a fair chance to voice your opinions, etc.
Bottom line, try harder next time, Game Freak. Just put in a little bit of effort in any aspect. The music was good.
The music was amazing. That fighting gym leaders, hey, I am speeding in my car listening to speeding with no remorse. Just hey, hey.
Cop wasn't behind you.
Hey.
Hit the car faster.
That's when I died. That's when I Gigantomax.